people and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to share with you how we potty trained my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter, and our experience, and it's going to be a little review on this book here. So it's called Oh Crap Potty Training. So I'll go through it, like how to use it and our experience with it, and yes, an overall review. I actually found out about this book like really randomly, like from Instagram. Like it was someone else's account, and she has a daughter that was about, I think, 1 or 2 months older than Emily, well, still is at the time, and she was sharing how she potty trained her child. So I went and bought it because I was a really like lost potato with this topic as a whole. Everyone was telling me like how to do it and like the different ways, but there was no method to the madness. Like everyone was just like a bit here and there, and my personality, I like things like sit out and like follow instructions and all that. So I went ahead and bought it. It wasn't available at the time in like New Zealand stores. I had to buy it online. So this book is by an author called Jamie Glowacki. I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly, and basically it goes through 7 blocks with the child. So you can start this book from, I believe it was 22 months, and the maximum age to train, I mean obviously train them whenever you can, but the ideal age is between 22 months, so just before 2 years, and 30 months, so a year and a half, because after that they are, you know, have a big personality, they're very set in their ways, and it could be like a little bit more challenging. But of course, if your child is 30 months or older, you can potty train them. This is just the ideal age where it's easier for you as the parent and the child, and there isn't that like whole power control. I think that's the one. So in the book it says to read the whole book, and then you sit on it for a couple of weeks, and then you start training your child. We didn't do that, so I bought it online, as I said, and then we got it, and then the week after we went into lockdown here in New Zealand. So I had read about halfway. I didn't read the whole thing, but because we went into lockdown, and as you guys know, I have 2 daughters, and Michael was home with me at the time due to the lockdown, and no one was able, it was a level 4 lockdown, no one was able to go to work at the time. Like he was doing emergencies, but he wasn't. So we decided to just go ahead and do it, because the book does highly encourage you to clear off your schedule for about a week, and then you do it, because you will have to stay for your child to get the concept, and for them to be like more confident, and you're more confident for them to like go out. So the first block that it covers, found the book like really clear and really easy for the first day that we started doing it. So we talked her through the night before that we're gonna start like potty training, and like we're gonna say goodbye to the nappies, and the next morning we went like head on, and there was no looking back, like no more nappies. And the first day was like an absolute disaster, and I will admit, like I really wanted to like give up and not do it anymore. And I was literally like, what have I done to myself? Because bear in mind, at the time I had the 2-year-old, and I had like a 6-month-old. There was wheeze everywhere. She did not get it, like the connection wasn't happening for a majority of the day, and to be honest, we made a mistake. So in the book it says don't hover and just like let them be. You just like watch from afar and like pick up on their cues, and we were definitely hovering, and we stopped doing that like the next day, and it was quite successful from then on in. And also what we started doing was like recording the times that she went, whether it was an accident or in the potty or anything like that, and that made it so much easier for us to like predict when she will like go, the signs and things. And only signs that we found like were not extremely visible, she would like hold it and hold it and hold it. She was almost like slight like camel with it. She would hold it and she'll be fine, like she didn't really do like the dancing, you know, the pee dance or anything like that. She did it like immediately before she went, so you had to be like really on top of it. The book did recommend that you give them like fluids, like extra fluids, to like help with the whole process of like doing wheeze, which we did. We encouraged her to drink water and juice and milk. I think that helped us like get a few wheeze in the potty. When we potty trained, we did the daytime separate from like the nap and sleep time, so she's still not nighttime trained. By day 2 she was definitely aware as to what's happening and what she was trying to achieve. The more she got it, the more happy she was with herself, and she really wanted to achieve it. We didn't do any rewards or anything like that, like no chocolate, no lollies, no stickers. It was like praise. That's all we did.
First poo by Emily in the potty.
Super hyper excited, and she took the potty, she carried it to the toilet, and she poured it in, and she just loved it. We chose the terms wheeze and poos like to go with, and we did block 1 for about 3.5 days. So the book recommends 1 to 3 days. We did 3.5 days because we really wanted to make sure that she was ready for block 2. So block 2 is basically they go commando, but they just pants, like shorts or anything like that, but no underwear, because underwear does like hold them quite a bit like a neck. They are more prone to have, it would just like trigger that muscle memory. I have to admit, the whole process of teaching her to put her pants up and down, Michael did an amazing job at that, like, and it was kind of hilarious, like the whole process. So he was demonstrating it for her, like with himself, so it was funny. Like, it was definitely like a nice family event where we spent lots of time. The one thing that the book mentions was like poop, and like that they could hold on to the poop, and that wheeze are so much easier. That wasn't our experience. Like poop, I was like dreading it because of the way just people talked about it, but that was not a point of trouble for us or for her. I think it's because like she had time, like poop, you know, comes out a little bit like slower, so she had time to like think about it, and for us we had time to like actually see that she needed to do poos and then take her to the potty. I feel like the poos bit was like self-initiated like really early. And then the third block, which they encourage you to go out and about and do wheeze and poos in different settings. So at that time we were out of like lockdown, and we went to the grandparents' house, and then we went to Christchurch, my parents' house, and she went did wheeze like in the boot of the car. So we had the potty in the boot of the car, and she did that. So yeah, also doing wheeze and poos in different settings, I was like really stressed about it, but she did incredibly well. So I think majority of the problems were like in my head, like it was me, not her. Like I think she did incredibly well, but because I was like first time mom with potty training, so I was like really worried, and a lot of people discouraged me to do it because they thought she was like too young for potty training. They were saying it's like 2.5 to 3 years, and she was too young. Like she was 2 years and 2 months when we potty trained her. But honestly, I think it's the perfect age. Going out and about and doing like the wheeze and poos everywhere, she did also incredibly well. Like at that point she was really excited, she was really proud of herself, like that she achieved it. And whenever she had an accident, which were not many, she would just get so upset about it, and it would break my heart, to be honest. But you know, she's a 2-year-old, accidents are gonna happen. Like, and in saying that, with block 3 she also went back to daycare, and she did incredibly well at daycare. I think because some kids were in the potty training process as well, so it really encouraged her to go. And one of the reasons why we started potty training her was because at daycare she was already going after kids that were going to the toilet and doing wheeze there when we weren't even touching potty training, and she was still in nap. It was one of the signs for us that she was super ready, because she was super interested in the other kids like going to the toilet at daycare. And I think at daycare she had about maximum 3 accidents ever since she started. So it went really well for ages, and after a while she was kind of regressing a little bit, and she was having more accidents at home. And I think that's the time that she had the 3 accidents at daycare, and we figured out there was 2 things happening. And the first one was she was too engaged in what she wanted. She was kind of getting over it, like she was getting bored. She didn't want to like, you know, stop and go to the toilet. So yeah, so we worked out a way to stop her, and basically we tell whatever activity she's doing that they're gonna wait for her. It sounds a bit silly, but it works. And like when you go into a mind of a 2-year-old and you're engaged, and even you, like we get lazy to go to the toilet. Like sometimes you're reading a book or watching TV or like cleaning, and you just like, oh, I just want to finish the job and then go to the toilet. So it's kind of the same thing. but because they're littler, it's a little bit hard for them to like hold it. And the second thing is she was so over the potty. She really wanted to go to the big toilet. So as soon as we took the potty out and she went to the big toilet, so obviously it had the seat and steps, she went back to normal. Like, she loved it, it was great. So she really transitioned herself to the toilet. We didn't really do much. We kind of fed off her cues and what she wanted. And block 4, which is underpants, and this one took us a long time to get to. So wearing underpants under her pants, whatever, and yeah, it took us a long time to get to. She just did not want to wear underpants. Not quite sure why, but it took us about 3 months for her to wear underpants, and she just wanted to do it. So we kept on like introducing it, and she would decline it, so we put it away, and then we'd do it and she'd decline it, put it away, until one day she just loved it. And yeah, so we really feed off of her cues. And block 5 of that is that she will consistently initiate, and she definitely does. We still do like take her to the toilet, but at natural times, when she wakes up, before we go out, when we come back in, like before bed, things like that. So that's when we do take her, but other than that, we really do trust her to tell us when she needs to do wheeze or poos. I hope I have covered everything that I wanted to share, and if you guys have any more questions, please leave them down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I upload new videos every single week, and click that notification button so you know when I have uploaded a video. And I'll see you next time. Bye!